Molting with our girls. We're not molting with them. What? Hey chicken besties. Today we're going to be talking about molting. Molting is nothing to be scared of. It has nothing to do with the way you care for your chickens, nutrition wise, or housing wise, or anything that they're lacking. A lot of people, the first sign they see is the chickens dropping their feathers, and they automatically, first of all, are like, why is my chicken bald? And secondly, like, what did I do wrong? What am I not doing? That is not where your mind should go. Chickens, just like everything in nature, have their process and they have to go through molting. So the molting process is just them preparing for winter. So they're going to drop their old feathers and then they're going to produce new ones. They'll be nice and fluffy before winter. Usually during that process, they do stop laying. The only reason they stop laying is because the energy it takes to produce an egg actually is used so that they can drop those old feathers and create new ones. Usually for newer first year chickens, they don't molt as bad. I think it's just because, they're more in their prime. So, but what after their first year, it can get a little crazy. They'll start really noticing it. I do have some first year chickens and they did drop a lot of feathers, but you could barely tell. Just keep in mind that this is their little mini vacation in producing and getting back to health so that they can be ready for the next season and produce some nice, beautiful, healthy eggs for you. So don't ever think that you did something wrong or anything. It's just part of nature, part of the chicken process. Usually the energy that it takes to create an egg, they need to use now that energy so that they're able to drop their old feathers and grow new ones. That is usually happening at the end of summer or mid-fall. And the kicker with that is that since daylight is less time, it's getting colder, the energy that they have to use to stay warm and the lack of light is going to make them lay less, if not stop at all. The time change and it getting colder, the way that they lay are based on a 12-hour, but they do need 14 to 16 hours of light in order to go through the process of producing an egg. So obviously less light, less time, less days. But take this time as a little vacation for them, for all of the hard work that they've done through the beginning of the year, and let them have that rest. Some people don't think they need rest and supplement with light. You can also do that. I have done that occasionally just because it's still warm outside and the only thing that's changed here is daylight. So the sun goes down around 5:30. So I usually keep it till 7. They have not stopped laying yet, even with the time change. And I'm not really worried about it. Right now I get about a dozen eggs to about 14 and I have 18 chickens. So not all of them are currently laying because they're not at age. So they will be soon and probably in the next couple of weeks. Don't worry if you see that your chicken is losing her feathers. As long as they are acting normal, still eating, still drinking, they shouldn't look lethargic or puffed up or in a corner. That is a completely different issue. And so then you want to make sure that nothing's going on with them in the sense of having any mites or anything like that. So when they are molting, one thing you want to make sure that you're doing is that you're feeding them a higher protein feed. That's going to help them get through the process a little bit quicker. Most people start their chickens on 16% protein. I have done some research about that, and 16% protein is usually the baseline of what large production facilities do to kind of keep the chicken laying. But by 18 months, the chickens just at its end stage. No energy, worked hard, but didn't get the proper nutrition that it needs, because chickens don't last 18 months. They can last 5, 8 years. I think I've even heard of 10-year-old chickens. Most people don't keep their chickens that long. They decide to cull them after a few years, which is fine, to each his own. My chickens are my pets, so unless the world is ending and I need food, they will be living their lifespan. Again, but that's preference. There's no judgment here. These here, I have them full all the time. They have their water here full all the time. So what I like to do when they're molting is I have extra waters that are open. Chickens like to drink, you know, the dirtiest water. So instead of having a muddy space, I have these, it's feed containers that hang, but I fill them with water and they love it. So they're drinking extra water, staying hydrated. They're eating their feed. That's a higher protein. I usually go up to 21%. I use the Nutrina brand and I'm really, really happy with it. Right now I'm transitioning off of that just because I'm trying to go non-GMO on my feed. So that's another video. But giving them lots of treats. A dry fly larva. It's a great high protein snack for them. And this is just going to help them through the process of molting. It's going to help them get through it. I usually give them also fermented feed. That's something I do daily. I usually skip one day in the week. Just when I'm remaking it, that's just preference. There's no technical reason I do that for. But it is something that they enjoy. I feel like the fermenting of the food does help with egg production. I think it did help them as well with getting over the molting process more quickly. As you see, we have feathers everywhere. So I do have a few, but you really, I think this girl here is probably the one. She's still laying. It's all right, mamas. Is probably the one that is showing the most. As you see, missing a couple tail feathers and right here on her back. I know. She's, oh, come on, Bubbles, calm down. She's the one that's showing the most. Everyone is pretty much through it. Let's try here. This is Sister, my leghorn. So as you see, she has all her feathers, no bald spots. She has her fluff. Look at this. Beautiful. So she's doing, no one wants me today. She's doing really well. She looks good. So I think that just supplementing them with, like I said, higher protein during their molt is just a really good idea to help them through it. Once they're done with the molting, if you want to bring them down to maybe 18%, just because it's still going to be winter, I would probably keep them at between 18 and 22% protein, especially if you guys have those harsh winters. It's just going to keep them a little bit more hardy. So it's preference, do your own research, make sure you see what's best for your flock. Because what works for my flock doesn't mean it's gonna work for your flock. And it's just a constant learning experience. So even though I've been doing this a while, I'm still learning new things every day. And that's why I do my channel, because I want to be able to share my knowledge, but I also want to learn new things as well. So if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to ask them. If you lasted this long on the video, comment and let me know where you're from. Have your chickens gone through molting? What was your first thought the first time that you saw that your chicken was balding? That is all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was informative. And please share anything that you think that you can add with our subscribers. All right, guys, as always, I will see you guys next time. And don't forget to give your chickens a little treat from me. Bye.